Cheating in Final Fantasy XIV. Is it really that bad?
But then I discovered a secret weapon, the wiggle. And the wiggle was all I needed. I can't believe it.
After researching for this video, it's way worse than I thought it was. All mod names, links, creators, and URLs have been heavily redacted. This has been done because it's a very important topic, and I think it needs to be discussed more. And if at all possible, I don't want people using this video as a guide to find these mods.
Yeah, like, it's funny because, like, people are giving the World First team, like, so much shit, which, I mean, yeah, they got caught Zoom hacking, but, like, people don't understand that a Zoom hack that's not even, like, as deep as it goes.
And he's not kidding. This isn't anywhere near as deep as it actually goes. In fact, it goes so deep that it makes World of Warcraft look like an unmodded paradise. For example, one of the mods you're seeing in the clip with Xenosis, the one projecting the textures on the floor, there was a mod made for World of Warcraft back around 2010 that did something rather identical to what this one is. If I remember correctly, it was the first time that Blizzard actually banned a mod and broke the API so that a mod like this couldn't be made again in the future, because the devs saw it as cheating. The example you're seeing in the clip here is from the Professor Putricide fight in Wrath of the Lich King. The red and blue textures being projected on the floor are not meant to be there, as well as the brown texture being projected at the feet of a single player to denote a debuff. This brown texture also shows a timer when the debuff needs to be passed off to another player. This is all information that the devs never considered the players having access to. The add-on itself was very quickly banned, and then the API broken so that another add-on like it couldn't be produced in the future because it was considered to be too powerful and trivialized raid encounters. So based on the mods I'm seeing in the video clip with Xenosis, I thought it would be a really good idea to start my search in just how easy is it to mod Final Fantasy XIV. As I started my search, I thought to myself, there's no way it's actually going to be that easy because Square Enix doesn't even support modding in Final Fantasy XIV. But I was wrong. Dead wrong. I was so wrong that within 15 minutes of starting my search on how to create mods for Final Fantasy XIV, I had already found multiple documents aggregating hundreds of links to guides, tutorials, and how-tos on how to create mods of all types. Texture editing, model editing, how to access and edit scripts, porting from other games, and custom software for mod creation. The crazy part is, most of these tools and resources don't even exist in the World of Warcraft modding community as far as I know, and if they do, I wasn't able to find them with as much ease as I was in the Final Fantasy XIV community. Now, everything I've showed to this point is relatively harmless, and to be honest, tutorials can be a good thing. So I decided to shift my focus back to what causes the main drama when it comes to modding and cheating in Final Fantasy, and that's raiding. Now this is where things start to get especially egregious, and it's not even the worst things that I've found in my research. And no, I'm not talking about lewd mods either. Some of the functionality of these mods is absolutely mind-blowing. Some are even being developed to be used stealthily with OBS, so that streamers can be using these mods without being caught, and in my opinion, specifically for the World First race. Now to demonstrate exactly what I mean by these mods being developed to be stealthy with OBS, I'm relatively certain that they're being developed as third-party programs that work outside of Final Fantasy. How this could potentially work is hooking into the code of Final Fantasy XIV and then projecting an overlay over the top of the game in a separate program. This way, while you're using game capture with OBS, it will stream just Final Fantasy XIV and not the overlay. I created a quick example here with Notepad as the background and a pop-out YouTube video as the overlay. With my OBS, I'm currently using screen capture. Now to focus OBS on only Notepad, all I have to do is change from screen capture to window capture. Now you can't see it, but the YouTube video is still there. Now you're probably wondering, and for good reason, is there any proof?
That people that have the more advanced cheats, it's all on a separate monitor. So it's a separate computer, so it's even less detectable. So they don't see the wireframe through the wall. So it's not really a wall hack in that way, but they have the radar on a side monitor. So they do a different form of wiggle, which he wasn't even doing in the video. So there's probably a higher percentage of hackers, which is where, because they can see where people are aiming, it like draws a line out from everyone's character. They sweep, so they look left and right. So they like sweep their aimer line over you. So that's like, they do kind of like a map wiggle instead of a leaning wiggle. So there's probably even more than he thought.
I was able to find plugins that allow you to divert your text-to-speech boss mod callouts away from stream. There are also mods that people use that will slightly lower their global cooldown and can't be seen on stream unless the footage is slowed down and you count frame by frame. There are also multiple small Discord communities that are dedicated to creating these boss mods. I was able to get in touch with one of these boss mod creators, and after a fairly short exchange on Discord that I thought was rather friendly, I was promptly blocked. The majority of these mod creators are incredibly secretive, making it nearly impossible to actually get in touch with any of them directly. I think this is in large part due to how vicious the Final Fantasy XIV community can be when it comes to mods, cheating, and just anything that they find doesn't really belong in their game. So at this point in my research, I had kind of hit a dead end, and I wasn't really sure where to continue looking as far as rating goes, because I wasn't making any headway. So I decided to refocus my efforts on other parts of the game. And this is where I found out rather quickly that cheating in raids isn't even the biggest problem that Final Fantasy XIV has. Without even trying, I had stumbled upon one of the most sophisticated bot programs that I have ever seen in an MMO. Now when I say sophisticated, I mean these bot programs for Final Fantasy will literally play the entire game for you from start to finish, with the exception of high-end raiding only. Don't really like Deep Dungeon? That's okay, the bot will do it for you. Don't have time to farm MGP and Gold Saucer? That's okay, the bot will do it for you. Don't feel like doing your mob hunts for the day? That's okay, the bot will do it for you. Worried that people might think you're cheating because of how much you're playing? That's okay, it's got a Discord app for that. It was at this point that I realized that cheating in the Final Fantasy XIV community is likely rampant throughout the entire game. And all communities from the casual to the hardcore. Most people are probably cheating on some level without even realizing it. A lot of people say that the true endgame is glamour. And if that's the case, then even graphical mods could be considered cheating. I guess this is where we have to ask ourselves as players, where's the line? And should Square Enix finally put their foot down? For myself, the answer is yes, especially after seeing how easy it is to create the mods, the cheating going on in the World First Race, and across the game just in general. The issue is, I don't know if that's the best thing for the game. I guess this is where I leave it to you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.